Okay. Good stuff. Right, I'm saying hello to everyone at home. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Flex number 13. We've got about 4 minutes to go, just 3.5 minutes to go. This routine, what have we got going on for you today? We've got some handstand variations for your wildcards at the end of the session. If you've not done a Flex session before, it's all about sort of building up to this peak pose, in which case is handstands. We do have a plank section, a balance section, a lunge section, a bit of hips and core, so it is a full body workout. I encourage you to modify as much as you need to. I'll try and give you different variations of the move, and if you want to take them, then that's cool. You should hear music in the background. If you can't, only in Zoom. Yeah, if you're in Zoom. But if you want music to accompany the sequence, then if you go on to Rise Online, and just above the class, you'll see a link to Spotify. So head on over there. It's really nice to have the music there. It can be really motivating. If you're finding that a pose is particularly challenging, you can focus on that breath and focus on the music, and that'll just give you that power to see it through. We've got, so all the sequences based on building up strength, building up your flexibility over time. When we're in the studio and life is normal, we have the sequence running for 8 weeks. And the reason we do that is so that people can see progression in what they're doing. It takes a little while to work towards the wildcards as well. And it also means that we switch it after 8 weeks because we don't want people switching off. The body has this great muscle memory, and we don't want people to take the easy route. We want to feel fully engaged at all times during the practice. So that's the reason that we do it for 8 weeks. I mean, obviously online, you can pick and choose what classes you're doing at any point. If you go to the online catalogue at Kajabi, then you can do that. But we've got lots going on. We've got some outside practices, hopefully, where you guys can come along, and we're just in the process of getting all that paperwork sorted for that. So those I'll look forward to if the weather does a U-turn again. Obviously, we had that gorgeous weather.
I'm getting really excited about pool yoga, now we're not bothered.
Yeah. I'm not happy about the amount of rain that we had yesterday. It's keeping the children and myself inside, and it just makes me go a little bit twitchy. But looking forward to seeing people again. Does the sound all right again, Paul? Is it okay? Yeah, good, excellent, super job. Just experimenting with the volume. Chris has been working tirelessly, and apologise, Paul, because you've heard all this, but he's working tirelessly to get all the tech sorted so that when we do transition back into having people in the studio, we can live stream and we do record at the same time. So it's a big challenge, it's a big ask, but he's getting there. He's also spent an awful lot of money, but never mind. Right, I'm just going to switch Insta on so we can get people joining in at home on social media. Alrighty, we'll be getting going shortly. We're going to start in a child's pose. So if you want to come on down into child's pose and get yourself ready to rock, I'll be with you in a sec. I'll just sort out this. It's been naughty. All right. Oh, why does it do this? It's naughty. There we go. No, it's all right. Just sometimes when you click on it, the option doesn't come up live across the bottom. You have to press it twice. Yes. Okay, we've got 8 seconds. Welcome home at Insta. Insta peeps, come on down. We're going to start off with our Flex 13 in a wide leg child's pose. All right, team, welcome to Flex 13. We've got a lovely sequence for you today. Lots of challenge, lots of balance work, culminating in our wildcard. So if you've never done a Flex class before, have a little play around. It's fun, it's funky, and just see where it takes you. So don't feel that you need to take the sort of hardest variations of some of these moves. I'll give you modifications to tone it down a little bit if you need to. So just listen to your body, see how it's feeling today. Oh, let's rock. All right, big toes to touch, knees out wide. Sliding the arms forwards, find your way into a lovely, lovely, lovely child's pose. So breathing into the back body, breathing into the hips. You can be really passive here. You can let the elbows come down towards the ground and just find space in the body by letting gravity take a hold. If you want to make it a bit more active through your shoulders, you can press into the fingertips, maybe lift the elbows off the ground, sliding the shoulder blades away down the back towards the base of your spine. If you find that your hips don't come down to meet your heels, you can always pop a cushion or a brick in between. Just giving yourself space to breathe here. So whatever's going on at the moment in your life, whether you've got increased commitments in your home life, your work life, you just feel a little caged maybe, just find your flow, release those endorphins, let this flow put a smile on your face and a spring in your step. Just taking one more full breath in and out. Okay, take a little stretch out through the shoulders here. I want you to lift the forehead off the floor and take the right arm and feed it underneath the left arm. And then see if you can bring the side, the right ear towards the earth. So a nice stretch out through the deltoids, across the top of the shoulder, and also into some of the upper back muscles here as well. So keep sinking the hips down towards the heels. You can keep the eyes closed. Nice restful pose here. Taking another couple of breaths. So finding a bit of rotation through the spine as well at the top. And then releasing back through center. Taking the right arm out, back in front, lifting up through the head, and then taking the left hand underneath the right arm, bringing the left ear towards the earth. Sinking the hips to the heels, feeling that stretch, that release of tension out of the groin and hips. Nice stretch out before we start our flow. So we're going to start with a transition, and then we're going to head into our balance section. Sorry, our plank section. Okay, come back through center when you're ready, and then squeezing onto the belly. Come on up, find your way into an extended kneeling position. By that, I mean take the knees underneath the hips, and then just take the arms out in front of you. Bring the forehead to the floor. So it's a bit like child's pose, except we have got the hips lifted into the air. If it feels all right for you to do so, you might want to take the chin to the ground instead, melting the heart down towards the earth. So you're pressing the sit bones back. This is melting heart. If you've got your forehead down, it's puppy pose. And again, releasing in through the shoulders, but get that great stretch out through the belly. So you get that drawing in sensation of the navel towards the lower back, which we'll be focusing on throughout the session. So feel that length, feel that stretch out. Take another breath. See where the exhale takes you. And then making your way back up to kneeling. Walking the hands back underneath the shoulders. And then starting to cat-cow from there. So flexing and extending through the spine. Press the fingers down into the mat. Make sure the pointer finger's facing forward. Squeeze the upper arms in. Squeeze the belly in. And let's go. Inhale, lift the chest. Drop the belly. Slide the shoulders away from the ears. You can have the toes tucked here if you prefer. Or you can have the toenails down. Exhale, rolling through the spine. Rippling into that arch shape. Separating the shoulder blades. Gazing towards the knees. Or maybe just closing the eyes. And just feeling your way into this flow. Inhaling, lifting the chest. Exhaling, don't forget that belly squeeze, rolling into your angry cat. If you want to take this a bit further, you can always take an extension through the right leg. So lifting up the chest, dropping the belly down. Then as you inhale, you can bring your knee to chest, finding that rounding through the belly, and then exhaling away. So you take a couple on this side. You might want to then swap over and take the other side. Or you might just keep on to ripple and roll through the spine in your normal cat-cow. So taking 2 on the other side, if you've reached that point of this extension, if that feels nice through the body. No worries if not. Just keep flowing through that cat and cow. Well done. All right, bringing the knees down underneath the hips for just if you need to. And let's tuck the toes, finding our way into our first downward facing dog, keeping the knees nice and bent and stretching out through the arms. If you want to walk the arms a little bit further forwards, and then just as with puppy pose and melting heart, let the upper body melt through the upper arms. So you don't have to worry about straightening the legs out just yet. Let's focus on the upper body. Slide those shoulder blades away down the back. Inhale and exhale, sink down a little bit deeper. That sensation of drawing the chest towards the thighs. And then maybe looking forwards, taking the hands back a little bit. So finding your comfortable length for your down dog, and then starting to work into the lower part of the body. So stretching out one leg at a time. So extending, pressing one heel to the floor, taking your dog for a walk. So all the while, thinking about what we did in the upper body section, releasing the shoulders back and down, squeezing the upper arms together. For 3, 2, and 1. Gaze the thumb. Start to creep the toes forward. Lots of knee bend if you need it. Inhaling flat back, hands to shins or hands to the floor if you're quite open through the hamstrings. Exhaling, releasing, crown of the head comes down towards the earth. I want you to just catch a hold of the elbows here and just let that spine find space. So breathing into those spaces between the bones. Just giving the body a chance to stretch out. You might want to start straightening the legs out a little bit more if that's an option. Maybe having a little sway around from left to right. And then coming back to center, let's soften the knees. Inhale to rise, reach up tall, extend up through the arms. You can bring the palms to face each other. Maybe bring the hands together, take a little back bend. Opening up through the front body and releasing. Hands down through heart center, all the way down towards the ground. Slow release of the hands just in front of the feet, pointer finger facing forward, taking a step back, finding your nice strong plank. If this is too much, drop down onto the knees and exhaling, coming down into your low plank. Scooping the chest on the inhale, lifting up, maybe lifting up the knees as well by switching on the quads, shoulders away from the ears, and exhaling, coming on back into your down dog once more, stretching out, have another little wiggle, any free movement which feels nice, maybe a shake of the head. And then once more, looking towards the hands. This time you might want to think about hopping towards the toes or continue to take that walk forward. Inhale, nice flat back. And exhale, releasing down. Head towards the ground, stretching out, lengthening out for 3, for 2, and 1. Bend the knees. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, all the way back down again. Okay, we're going to start off in our plank sequence. So I warn you now, coordination for this one. I just want you to think right, left, right. Okay, so we're working on different sides of the body. So it'll be right hand down, then left, then right. Just cluing you in so you get, it's a bit like a dance sequence, okay? So taking your plank position, we're going to take a side plank, take the right hand down, and open out towards the long left side of your mat. Now you can see my feet are staggered. That makes you more stable. If you want to make it less stable, take one foot on top of the other, or you can take a leg lift. Okay, so maybe taking a lift and a lower. If you've got sore wrist, come down onto the forearm, that's okay. Working here, keeping that nice strong line of energy for another 3, 2. So we're going to take the left hand down in a sec and throw the left foot under into a fallen pyramid. And 1. So bring the left hand down, throw the left leg under, stretch out, lift up through the hips so you're getting that openness through the groin, and you're working into strengthening this left shoulder here. Full breath in. Maybe taking the gaze to the right fingers, stretching and reaching, really opening out. Nice expansive breath into the chest for 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Take the right hand down, tuck the right toes, shoot the left foot up, and then release into wild thing. So it's right hand down, right leg is straight, left leg is bent. So wild thing. So we've gone from side plank to fallen pyramid to wild thing. Right, left, right. Inhale. Exhale for 3. Maybe gazing towards the left fingertips here. Nice work. 2. And 1. Coming back through center. We are going to take a Superman. So you can take this from tabletop. You can keep that left arm and right leg lifted. Okay, working into that hold. Or if you want to have a go from plank, you could maybe just start off with an arm lift. And then over time, maybe work up into that leg lift. So squeezing and lifting here. Working different sides of the body through this asymmetrical balance for 3, 2, and 1. Take the left hand down, take the right foot down, and let's lower down, low plank. Inhale, up dog, back to down dog, and rolling the weight forwards. Let's go on the other side. So it's left, right, left this time. So think side plank, left hand down underneath left shoulder, open out to the long right side of the mat. So stretching out, reaching here, maybe taking some little leg lowers and lifts. Lower, lift, remember the forearm's an option. For 3, you can always take a left knee down here as well if you like. Any variation. 2, 1, fallen pyramid. Right hand comes down, right foot shoots underneath the body. Open out, stretch out. So you're on the outside edge of that right foot. Hips are lifted nice and high, extending away through the left fingertips. Inhale. Really nice opener for the side body, this one. 3, and 2, and 1. You ready for that wild thing transition? Left hand down, left foot plants, flip the right foot up and over. So working into that mobility through the hips as we flip our dog. So taking the right hand up into the sky. Well done. Hips are pressing towards the sky also. Switching on the glutes. Nice invigorating pose to get us motivated this morning. For 3. Big deep breath in. 2. And 1. Flipping back to our plank. Okay, final move. Option, as I said before, to drop down onto the knees. If you're strong today, we're going to take a right arm into the air, and then maybe the left leg as well. So it's a strong, challenging pose if you're taking this one. Breathe into it. Enjoy. Press down firmly through those left fingers for 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Take the hand and foot back down. Take the weight forward. Inhale. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, up dog, back into your down dog. And you'll be pleased to know we're coming away from the shoulders to a standing balance section. So taking the gaze towards the thumbs, bend the knees, and walk or float your way forwards. Take a flat back, and just take a few breaths here in your forward fold. So before we start to lengthen out and stretch up into our balances, I just want you to give your hands an opportunity to rotate through the wrist. Let the head dangle. Well done. For 3, maybe move the weight around a little bit in the feet. Let the hips float above the ankles. 2. And 1. Nice work. So I've got a couple of options for you here. Let's bend the knees, rise up tall. I'll tell you all about them. So bring your hands down to the heart center. If you want a little back bend in there as well, go for it. Now, the first balance we're going to take is standing on one leg, and you're either going to take a tree balance or a half lotus. So see how it feels. Half lotus is not always fantastic on people's knees, so see how it feels for you. Plant down, first of all, through that right foot, and then start to lift up with the left leg. So get your balance first of all. If you're taking half lotus, this foot needs to be flexed. We're going to bring it up into the hip crease, and just let the knee trail down towards the ground, okay? So you're bringing this foot as high as you can into the hip crease, whilst allowing this knee to come down. Now, a lot of people here are going to sink into this duck-like position, okay? If you find that you're doing that, squeeze onto the glutes and lift up nice and tall. So squeeze into the belly, okay? If you want to keep a hold of the foot, that's fine. You can take the hands to heart center. If this doesn't work for you at all, then work into a tree leg. So you've got the left foot, the right ankle, the inner calf, or above the knee onto that left foot. So either is fine. Find that balance and stand tall. So strengthening here. Perfect. So good one for increasing your blood flow into this pelvic area. Drop the shoulders down the back. We're going to come into a standing leg extension next. So think about the transition. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe taking that left foot down if it's in lotus. And maybe taking a little knee basket with the hands first of all. If you can take an extension, you might want to take a basket around the back of the cart, or you might want to release the basket completely. Now obviously that's a lot harder because we're not taking any weight through the hands. You might want to lift the arms up here as well. So work into your leg extension. Lots of people try to hold the leg higher by leaning back. So make sure the front body is really switched on. And if you do need to take that basket or bend the knee, then that's cool. So really firing up this left quad here. If you can take a bind and you want to take a bind around the toe, that's another option. For 3, take dancer pose next. So really working hard on this standing base leg. 2, and 1. If you've got the bind around the left toe, you can simply bring the left foot around behind you, taking your dancer pose from there. And you've got a couple of options with your grips. So with your left hand, you can take the outside of the right foot, or you can bring the hand on the inside of your left foot, sorry, not right foot. Bring a knee in line with knee so that we're not taking the knee out wide, okay? We want to start to lift up through that right hand, inhale, and then start to press the foot back into the hand. So lifting up through the chest whilst pressing away. And it might be that your quads are really tight and your dancer pose is somewhere down here. That's fine. So keep lifting. Try to avoid bringing the shoulder on this right arm up next to the ear. And try and find something nice and steady to focus on. So it's a full body stretch, this one. Deep breath. We're going to float down into our standing splits next. And if you've got this dancer bind and you want to try and float down keeping the bind, then have a go. It's going to be tricky on the balance. What's the worst that can happen? We'll fall over. Inhale. And exhale. Start floating down with the right hand. And bend this supportive leg as much as you need to. Once your hand gets down, releasing that left foot, bringing the left hand down. Make sure that the hands aren't too far out in front and they're quite close to that right leg. Then start to extend that left leg. So we want 2 straight legs for our standing splits. If the chest is parallel to the floor, see if you can allow it to move towards that right leg. So we're kicking up nice and high. This is a really challenging balance. You can make it harder by taking the hands off the ground and around your standing right ankle. So you can have a play around with that, or if you want to have a go, let's take 3 knee drives. So bring the left knee, squeeze it in towards the chest, and then exhale to lengthen. And again, inhale, squeeze it in, and exhale to lengthen. One more. Inhale, that right leg is complaining quite a lot. We're going to move into chair pose next. Lift up, left leg extends, and then bring the left foot, pop it next to the right foot. Drop down with the hips, sweep up with the arms, and hey presto, we are in chair pose. So we're finding our little hold here. We're just going to sink the hips down, knees over ankles, shoulders away from the ears. Great for building shoulder strength here, but also toning up through the thighs. Deep, full breaths for 3, for 2, and 1. Head south, not north. I want you to come down, lift the heels off the ground as we come into a toe stand. So we're going to take a twisted toe stand. So keep the fingers down until you feel like you're in that balance and the ankles are feeling strong. Stand up tall through the spine. Take the hands to heart center. Inhale here. And exhale. Take a little twist. Left elbow on the outside of the right thigh. See if you can stack the right elbow above the left. Try to avoid the knees popping out, lift up tall through the spine, and then find that rotation of the belly button towards the right-hand side of the mat. It's going to be a toughie, this one, for the ankles and the calf muscles, but it's a really nice stretch out for them. They do a lot of work for us every day, so it's nice to just give them a stretch and build up some strength there. Okay, the next transition is tricky. It's the final one of this flow. It's moving from this position into a twisted warrior 3. So see how you go. Take the gaze down, lift up through the sit bones as you take the weight through the right foot. See if you can flow up behind you with that left leg. So we're transitioning here into a warrior 3 with that twisted torso. Option to keep looking down makes you far more stable than if you try to look over towards the right. You can, of course, point the left toes if you wish. So see what works for you. Make sure you're fully engaged through that right leg, though. Breathing in, lengthening, finding strength through the back body here. For another 3. Well done. 2. Don't worry if you fall over. It's all part of the journey. Oh, that's what I tell myself anyway. Inhale, rise up, bring the left foot down. Oh, my word, give that right leg a shake. Woo-wee. Okay, are we ready? We're going to have a go on the other side. So planting down now through the left foot, we're going to take half lotus or your tree variation in this first standing move. So inhale, long spine, squeeze in the core, lift up, maybe taking your right foot into the left hip crease. Okay, see how it feels? Or maybe taking a tree leg. So I'll show you tree leg on this side. So you can take the tree at the ankle, the inner calf, or you might want to come up into the inner thigh. Press this standing leg. So I'm having a legging malfunction. Press this, no, it's not working. Press this standing leg into your foot so you get that nice connection. And you can press against each other, which will find that lovely strong pose. Inhale. Exhale. Well done. For 3. So we've got our leg extension next, so it's right leg to come out. 2. Think about that foot. We're pressing down through the heel, the big toe, the little toe. And 1. Well done. Initially, you might want to take a basket around the back of the right thigh and extend the right foot out. So don't lean back, remember. Switch on the front body, those abs, and lift. You might want to take it a bit further. Arms to the sky, toes to the sky. Firing up that right quad. Breathing in here. Well done. Left glute working hard as well. For 5. Shoulders away from the ears. Think length. 2. 5, 2. I can't count. 4. 1. And 3, let's find dancer pose. So taking the right foot into the right hand. Inhaling, standing tall. Lifting up through the left arm. So it's not a lean forward. So in dancer pose, I don't want to find you doing this. Okay, I want you to keep the chest lifted and press the foot into the back hand. That's how we want to approach it. So kicking back, first of all. Remember, you've got that grip on the outside and the inside. Similarly, you don't want the hips to open to the side. You want to keep the hips facing forwards, okay? So lifting up here for 5. For 4, pressing a bit harder if you can, lifting up a bit more with that back leg. If you're quite flexible, that back thigh might come parallel to the mat. 3, 2, 1. Maybe keeping the bind as we float down to standing splits. Taking the left hand down, releasing the right hand, making our nice balanced standing splits. So try to bring the hands out from this tripod position, back towards your left foot, maybe taking hold of the left ankle if you're feeling super balanced. And then maybe if you want to take 3 knee drives, we could do that too. Inhale, right knee comes into the nose, and then we send it long. So really point and activate that lifted leg. Squeeze, and then release. 1 more. Inhale, draw it in, squeeze, 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 make those abs work hard. And exhale to release. Okay, from here, we're going to sweep back up into chair pose. So connect through this left foot, inhale, and rise up. From there, sweep up the arms, inhale. You can have the feet together if you want to make your chair more challenging. And exhale, sink on down. Otherwise, take him underneath the hips. So strong chair pose. Lengthen out. Perfect. Keep coming down with the hips. Make sure you can see those toes. For 3. Toe stand next, the twist. 2. Doing really well. And 1. Good strengthener for the ankles and calves. Come on down, find your toe stand. So again, if your feet are out underneath the hips, that's fine. If you want to be a little bit more challenging, bring the feet together. So taking the hands to heart center and taking our twist over to the left this time. If you find that your twist is really uncomfortable on the ankles, you could get a brick and pop it underneath your heels, especially if you're finding the balance elements of this pose quite challenging. So lift up tall. Find a bit more twist if you can. Think about the belly button and the heart opening towards the left-hand side rather than just jerking around. So you can bring this left elbow on top of the right, press deeply between the hands. Find that connection. And think about that wobbly twist, that wobbly transition into our warrior 3. Are we ready? Should we give it a go? Come through center. Press down through the left foot as we lift up. Inhale. Exhale, floating the right foot out. So kicking high, stretching long. Great workout for the abs, this pose. Perfect. Find that strong warrior 3. Think about that. Lots of strengthening in that left ankle, left calf. Extend away through the crown of the head a bit more if you can for 3, 2. Wow, well done. You did brilliantly there. Well done. Bring the left foot and the right foot together. Inhale, sweep up with the arms. And let's transition. Come on down. Floating the hands to the floor. And taking a hop or a step back into your strong plank position. Take the weight forwards. And let's transition there. Low plank. That was a toughie. Well done. Inhale. Exhale. Back to your down dog. We've got lunge flow coming up. We're going to start off with a warrior 1. So with warrior 1, you want your hips to face towards the short front side of your mat, unlike a warrior 2 where we're externally rotating towards the long side of the mat. So think about that. If you need to readjust the feet, that's fine. So start off with a leg lift. Inhale, right leg high. Looking forwards, bringing the knee to the chest, and then gently placing, if you can, and if you need to shuffle it forwards a bit, that's fine. So right toes are facing forward, and you want the left toes to turn out ever so slightly, about 45 degrees. From there, we're going to squeeze at the back body as we lift up. So our hips are facing forward. So pressing the left hip towards the front side of the mat as we press down through that back heel. So the main thing when we're learning about Warrior 3 is a lot of people bring up that back heel. So if you need to take your foot out a little bit in order to get that connection, or you want to take a slightly shorter stride to get that connection, go for it, okay? But that's what we want, to keep that back heel connected. Front knees in line with the front hip. Just take the hands to the hips to start off with. Inhale here, and then exhale. Try and bring the hips down rather than bring the upper body forwards. Okay, if you're feeling okay and balanced, which can sometimes be tricky because your feet are quite close to that center line, you can start to float the arms up, or you might want to take the hands to prayer. So inhale, lift, exhale, start to sink down. Okay, you might even want to take the gaze up and take a little back bend. Just a little one. Relaxing the shoulders back and down. And take a nice float forwards now in Humble Warrior. So as you bring your gaze back through center, we're going to let the arms come into this interlock behind the back. And we're going to open up through the chest as we lift up through the arms first of all. The feet shouldn't have to move at all. So breathe in. As you breathe out, use that float forwards. Crown of the head leads this all the way down until you can bring that right knee just inside, the right shoulder just inside that right knee. From there, if your balance is going to let you, I want you to drop the head down. So we're taking no weight through the back of the neck. We're all floppy through the back of the neck, but everything else is switched on, okay? The arms are switched on, the legs, the belly. And just let gravity do its thing here. I want you to sink down towards the earth. See if you can steer that left hip forwards a little bit. So a lot of time, the right hip the bum will stick out and the left hip will come back, and you end up with people in this position where they're moving over towards the left side of the mat. What I want you to do is think about steering forwards. So opening out here. I'm going to take a surfer's lunge next. 2. And 1. Release those arms for me. Pivoting around to the long left side of your mat now. I want you to rock the weight towards your left foot. So taking this toe stand on the left leg. Surfer's lunge, or Skandasana as it's known. So if you feel unbalanced, again, you can pop a brick underneath this left heel or a book or something, a cushion, rolled up towel, whatever you've got to hand, and standing up nice and tall through the torso. You can keep the fingers down on the floor if you're feeling super wobbly, or you might want to have a go at lifting these right toes up towards the ceiling, so you're really activating this leg here. And you might want to have a go at taking the hands to the heart center, or maybe extending the arms up towards the ceiling. Oh, I'm not feeling that. I've got cramp in my left foot. So squeezing in through the belly. Oh, I'm going to have to take my hands down. I've got cramp. For 3, well done. 2. And 1. All right, let's rock the weight forward. So taking the right foot back down onto the ground, toes facing forwards. This time the left toes are remaining turned out. We're going to find an extended angle and a reverse warrior flow. So bringing the right forearm, just resting gently onto the right thigh. I want you to sweep up and over with the left arm to create that great side stretch, really good for releasing any little tightnesses that you have in the torso. You can look down at this point if you're feeling wobbly, or I'd encourage you to see if you can move the chest up towards the ceiling a little bit, bringing the left shoulder back. Okay, once we've had a breath or two here, we're going to float back into our reverse warrior. Legs remain exactly where they are, so don't come up out the legs. I want you to think about hips staying down nice and low. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, float the right hand up and the left arm down the back. Take the gaze to the right fingertips if you can, and really find that stretch out down the right side of the body. Exhaling again, and extending into your side angle. Really reaching the left fingertips forwards and feeling that long line of energy. Inhale, sweep up high, stay deep in those legs, find that extended reverse warrior. Final time, releasing, left arm long, nice little flow through the body. And back to your reverse warrior. From here, we're going to frame our front foot. So releasing both hands down either side, and then taking a step back. Oh, my left foot, wow, cramparoonie. Okay, taking a little swiggle out through the hips if you need to. And let's go on the other side. Inhale with the left foot this time, left foot high. Drawing the knee to the chest and popping the left foot between the hands, so it's almost in center, still in line with the left hip. Remember, with that right foot, you can take it out a little bit wider for your warrior one, or you can bring it back into the center line. So turning the right foot to about 45 degrees and just playing around with the distance between the both feet. Inhaling, lifting up. Hips are square, so again, think about the steering forwards of this right hip. Left knee is over left ankle, reaching up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, come down to the hips a bit more. So you're really engaging this right quad in order to lift the kneecap and press down through that heel. You might then want to take a little back bend as you look up to the sky. Arms are strong, torso is engaged and stretched. Nice deep breath in. Well done. For 3, 2, and 1. Take the gaze forwards. Release the arms. Humble warrior coming up. Inhale, lifting the shoulders, and then dropping the shoulders down the back. Letting the gaze come forwards. Inhale. Exhale, float that chest towards the front side of the mat, like you're trying to overstretch forwards, and then bring the left shoulder down. Don't let that right hip turn out. Keep steering forwards, and let the head drop if the balance is there. So try to avoid resting your tummy on your thigh if you can. I want you to squeeze through the abs, keep them active and strong. Let the arms tumble overhead, and breathe. Great little semi-inversion here, letting the head get down nice and low. Lots of oxygen flowing to your scalp, your eyes, your ears, and all the benefits that that brings. Taking another breath, inhale. And exhale, release the arms, walking the hands around the right side of the mat this time. And coming back to our surfer's lunge, resting on the right heel, adjust that left leg accordingly, taking the left toes up towards the sky. By all means, keep the hands down on the floor. This might feel like enough of a stretch down into the groin and also into this supporting ankle. If you're feeling okay with this balance, you can take the hands to heart center and then maybe up into the air. Just giving yourself to find this focus and concentration. It's not an easy one. Press down hard through that left heel. Shoulders back, sliding away towards the earth for 3. For 2. And for 1, bring the hands down to help you transition forward. Taking the left toes forwards and the right toes exactly where they were, coming into your extended side angle. So avoid sticking your bottom out and your chest coming down towards the floor. Tuck the pelvis underneath, like you're being squished between 2 panes of glass. Reaching up, reaching over, and finding length down the right side of the body now. Left knee is on top of the left ankle. And maybe taking a little glance up underneath that right shoulder. Doing an awesome job wherever you are. Listening to your bodies, breathing into the poses, see what they feel like today, and just don't give yourself a hard time if it's not where you want it to be. Okay, let's find our flow. Inhale. Exhale, release the left fingers to the sky, right arm down the back. Watch that transition, it's tricky. Watch the balance. Okay, releasing the other way. Find extending side angle. Inhale. Exhale back, lifting up through the chest, really stretching out all the way from the front of this left hip to the left fingertips. Inhale, releasing back to reverse to your extended side angle. One more little flow. Inhale. And exhaling. This time windmilling the hands down, framing the left foot, and taking a step back. Nice work. All right, we're into the hips. Taking a dog, have a little wiggle round. You can rest here if you want. I'm going to take a transition. So squeezing in the belly, coming up onto the toes, rolling forward into that high plank. Try not to let the shoulder blades sag together. See if you can round through the upper back in your plank. Switch on those abs and lower down elbows in, low plank. Inhale up dog. And exhale to down dog. Nice one. Let's have a juicy pigeon pose. Find that right foot into the air, 3-legged dog. Stretch it out, reach it up, enjoy that extension. Press the left heel down, press the fingers into the mat, and then gazing forwards, bringing your right knee behind your right wrist, flexing the right foot, and sliding that left leg long out behind you. So you can always adjust your pigeon if it's not comfortable on the right knee. And you can stay nice and high in your pigeon pose. You could always tent through the fingers, letting the hips drop down towards the earth. You might want to take a little flow forwards, bringing the forehead down, and then a ripple and roll into the spine. If you prefer to come all the way down onto the forearms, you might want to fist the hands and rest the forehead down there. Or if you've got a brick or a cushion, or you might want to come all the way down, forehead to the floor. Just try and make sure that you feel even between the hips, you're not rolling onto this right side. And you feel like you can create some space in the hips there. Try not to squeeze onto the left leg at all, particularly the buttock. Finding length here, finding that release. You're really using the breath and the gravity to open up into the hips. Well done. Perfect stuff. For 3, 2, and 1, well done. Pressing in here. Dropping the right cheek to the floor and sweeping that left leg around. We're going to take a tree leg. So we're going to take the leg out about 45 degrees, taking the right sole of the foot into the left thigh, taking an inhale, reaching up with the right arm. I'm going to extend the left fingers away towards the left heel. Try not to close the chest to the floor. Just think about that extended side angle that we did earlier, and then open out, taking the gaze up towards the ceiling. And some people will be able to come all the way down, bringing their fingertips to their toes, but not to worry. Just find that length, keep the sit bones grounded, feel that deep stretch. In, and out. And then inhaling, coming through center. This time you might want to take the left leg in a little bit more, but you want to make sure that the torso is facing that extended leg as we're going to fold forwards from here. So think about the chest moving towards the toes. Press down through the left heel, inhale, lift. Exhale, start to creep forwards there. If you want to bend that left knee, go for it. So I want you to really feel this. So you get this into this right hip, but you also feel it into the lower back and the left hamstring. Deep breath in. As you exhale, melting the heart towards the toes there. For 3. For 2. And 1. Good. Inhale. Come on up. And let's go on the other side. So you can come straight into pigeon if you want, just taking the right leg forward and sweeping the left leg behind, or you can take a down dog and come at it from there. So either way, taking the right knee behind, it's the other way, isn't it? Left knee behind the left wrist, and extending the right leg long. Finding that evenness to the hips, making sure we're not rolling to the left. Inhale. Exhale, melting down. Wherever you want to be in your pigeon, we're going to take 5 nice relaxing breaths here. Just slowing down the heart rates, closing the eyes, releasing any muscular tension through the right leg, through the shoulders. You might notice you clench your jaw in this pose as well. Just see if you can find full relaxation. For another 3, 2, and for 1, good job. Inhale, press up into the hands, drop onto the left side, sweep that right leg out at about 45 degrees, shuffle around on the sit bones so you get that connection between the left foot and the right thigh, and let's go. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, right fingers reaching towards the right heel, stretching away there through the left-hand side of the body. Again, just think about peeling that left shoulder open a little bit more. Well done. Pressing down through the right heel for 3, 2, 1. Inhale to lift, maybe bringing that right leg back towards the center a little bit as we take our forward fold. Just make sure that the torso's extending away towards the toes. Inhale and exhale to lengthen. You can take a bind around the leg or around the toes, or have the hands flat on the floor, have a bent knee, whatever works for you. Nice breath in, nice release. Three more breaths like this. A little bit of core work, and then we're into our wild card. Inhale, and exhale. Okay, making your way up from there. Inhale, rise up. And just bring that right leg into the center, rolling down onto the back, pressing the lower back into the floor, taking the knees above the hips, taking the arms up and forward. We're going to either take a couple of toe taps, or if you want to join me with the Rise 100, we're going to lift the shoulders and start to move the arms up and down. Now, to make this progressively harder, you can lengthen out through the legs. We just want to make sure that that lower back stays grounded and the chin is moving towards the chest, so we get that curl up through the upper back, making that focus on the upper abs a little bit more challenging. For 10, you've got this. For 20, for 30, 40, doing really well. Squeeze, 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 make sure that lower back's connected to the ground. 60, 70, awesome work. 80, smile. 90, 100. Great stuff. Extend, reach, release from the pose. Let the body be nice and long. And then taking the knees in from there. Have a little rock from side to side. And then maybe rocking up to seated. So, Chrissy, could you change the camera angle, please? Excellent. All right. Now, what I'm asking you to do that for is because I'm going to show you some variation on handstands using a wall, okay? So you're not kicking up onto a wall, we're going to turn the opposite way around. So in a normal handstand, you'd be facing the wall that you wanted to help kick up on. What we're going to do is turn around the other way, but to do that, what I want you to do is have a quick measure. So if you sit against a wall, and you measure your feet and your leg distance, and then this roughly is where you want to place your hands. So what we're going to be doing, it can often help people who are scared of kicking up against stuff to work out the position that they need to be in. So pressing down through the hands as you would in any of those down dog position or table position where the fingertips are fully engaged. We're going to take the feet to the wall and just start to walk the feet up a little bit. So the hands are shoulder width apart, and it might take quite a while for you to build up the courage to do this. You might want to look down towards the wall itself. And what we're going to do over time is we're going to try and walk the feet down the wall until you come into this 90-degree position. So this is what you're going to look like in your handstand. You want your hips, your shoulders, and your hands all in a line. Maintaining that L-shaped position against the wall is a great way of feeling those sensations. You can also have a good play around through the hands here. A lot of people sag down through the shoulders and through the elbows. You want to really press down through the hands to get that connect and that lift. Now, if that's easy for you, that's fine. We can start to take leg lifts from there. So have a little go at walking the feet up the wall. Okay. And then finding that I'm a bit close there. There we go. And then finding that L-shaped position, looking towards the toes, strong through the arms, strong through the shoulders, and then maybe taking a leg lift. Okay, so you can get that extension this time. So you're feeling that position, heels, shoulders, hips, ankles, all in that strong line. And then you can swap sides, have a little play around there. That's really going to help you work towards your handstand. Okay, so I'm not going to take it too much further than that today. If you've got other variation of handstands which you like to practice, you can do that. But it's a really nice way of practicing this inversion in quite a safe, controlled manner. So have a go. It's tough. It's strong on the shoulders. So make sure you come out, give yourself a little rest. And as with any inversions, once you've been upside down, it's a good idea to come into child's pose as you release, just so you don't get too dizzy. So obviously when this video is finished, if you want to have a bit more play around with that, you have got those options there. So let's have a little release. Down through the spine, draw the knees in, give yourself a little rock from side to side. We've got 2 minutes left. We're going to have a little stretch out and then Shavasana. So taking the arms out wide, we're going to take the feet down to either side of the mat. Take a breath in. As you exhale, I want you to drop the left knee towards the right foot. Now, this might feel like plenty enough of a stretch for you. With the arms outstretched, you want to make sure that that left shoulder stays down. If you can, see if you can bring that right foot on top of your left thigh. Try to avoid putting it on the knee. See if you can grab it onto the left thigh. And we call this roadkill at Rise because it just looks like you've fallen. You've been squashed by something. But adding the extra weight of that lower limb can be a really nice way of stretching into the lower back and all the way down the outside of this left hip. If this doesn't work for you, of course, just take the foot off the leg. Take any other sort of spinal twist which you know that your body enjoys. Okay, releasing from there, taking the leg off, inhaling, come back through center, and then dropping on the exhale the right knee towards the left foot, and then maybe lifting that left foot up on top. Trying to keep that right shoulder pinned down on the ground, maybe closing the eyes. You can always turn the gaze away from the knees. Just breathing into the lower back, breathing into the hips. Done a magnificent job today, guys. Be really proud of yourself. And then squeezing onto the belly, coming back through center, releasing the knee there. Any other final wiggles that you want to take, be my guest. Otherwise, let's find Shavasana. You can take a reclined butterfly if that feels comfortable. You can always pop a brick underneath your hips or a towel or something. Just get that semi-inversion. Or maybe kick out long with the legs. Maybe bring the arms back down by the side body or above the head, whatever's comfortable for you. Just taking 3 deep breaths here to round off our practice. Just revitalizing the body and all of the cells within the body on that breath in. And then anything which is not serving you, maybe just being a bit pissed off with people in life in general this week, just breathe away. Don't let it get on top of you. Just take it step by step. Look for the positives everywhere in the world. And think happy is always a good mantra, I think. Okay, give me one more breath here. Exhale to release. Maybe staying here for a little bit longer. I'm going to come up to seated just so I can round off the video, but if you guys want to stay there and you want to take some other stretches, feel free. Making your way up to seated, maybe coming onto the knees or sitting on the sit bones, whatever feels comfortable. Taking a deep breath in, extending the arms up towards the ceiling and then bringing the hands through prayer back down to the heart center and taking a little bow forwards from there. Well done, everyone. Awesome job. Have a great day and we'll see you all soon. Namaste.